Alright, hey guys, as promised, welcome back to my channel. I mentioned that I would do an interview with my mom. This is from a previous video where I talked about kind of a funny incident with my minimalism and decluttering where I got rid of a lot of stuff. So we're going to go into details about that, but I want to introduce everybody. This is my beautiful mama. Say hi. She looks so pretty today because we came back from my brother's, well, it wasn't his bridal shower. It's his fiance's bridal shower, but he was there. So talked all about that in the last video, and we're just going to have fun tonight going into the story and talking about how we've worked out gift giving, minimalism, decluttering from the grandparent perspective. Alright, so let's jump right in. I'll just do kind of a quick recap of the story, and I'll let my mom tell it from her perspective. And I should also say, I don't know if I said in the past video, but this happened, was it 2 Christmases ago?
Yes, 2 Christmases
All right, it's 2 Christmases ago. It's still burned in her brain.
2019.
I was going to say, I haven't, honestly, if it seems like I've been minimalism my whole life, or minimalist, I have not. Like, this has been a more recent journey in the past years, so I've just kind of jumped in though, full like head first. And my parents have got kind of drug along with this. So anyways, what happened is after Christmas, I tried to share with my parents my new approach to minimalism and how much I just didn't want extra stuff coming in our home. And we just weren't able to really kind of get that across, communicate that. I think they heard me, but she got it now. They heard me, but they didn't really like, I don't know. You guys just really enjoyed giving gifts. So anyways, they came over about a month after Christmas had happened. It was January. We were celebrating Eden's first birthday, and we were in the basement with relatives. And so I'll just let her take over for now, your perspective on what kind of happened when you realized, what did we have to work through here, right? It wasn't an easy path. There was definitely, there was some hurt feelings too. We can laugh and joke about it now, but.
I mean, the playroom was very nice and organized and clean, and I was like, well, where are the toys we got for Christmas? Because I didn't see them in that nice, clean, organized playroom. And Morgan she got kind of red-faced, and she was like, well, I must confess. I'm like, what? They donated them to the church.
It forced a public confession in front of the whole party. And of course, like, my relatives are all like making fun of me. And it was good, probably. It was like a public shaming of like, what? Morgan is so minimalist. She got rid of all this stuff. And it was hard that Christmas because they had spent a good amount of money on the toys for the kids.
Nice VTech toys.
Yeah.
They lit up. There was the unicorn, the walker, the cube. There was all kinds of very, very nice toys.
And I will say, in my defense, we didn't get rid of anything. I mean, I'm sorry, everything. We looked at the toys they gave, and we were like, if we could only keep a few for each kid, what would be the top toys that they gave? What would be, the number one toys? And so, like, for the baby, they had given her a walker and a riding toy, and I was like, we're gonna pick one that we think she could actually use this year. We felt like the walker won, and we got rid of the riding toy, even though it was a nice one, but like the baby was too young for it. She couldn't fit on it, and I get it. Like, I know it was really hard, I think, for them to come over and see that now donated to some family from the church using it, but I don't know. I mean, you can talk through your emotions.
Well, probably her dad and I, we spent maybe 4 hours at Target that day just trying to pick like the perfect gifts for the kids. I think Evelyn got the Rapunzel that year. Was that the year Caleb got the big Hot Wheels Trolley Village or something like that?
That's a good question. I don't remember if that was the year, because So that was the other thing we talked with them about. I think that was later. We had learned, like, we said no big gifts because we started saying that, like, we can't store big things in our house. So they had gotten my son this huge Hot Wheels track that's like as big as him. I mean, it's probably like 4 feet tall, and
we said we'll keep it at our house.
And they agreed to keep it at their house. So that was our compromise. I said, okay, if you want to give him this big gift, you have to store it, and it has to stay at your house so that when he comes, he can enjoy it. And so we have found a compromise there. Like, there's some times she's bought my kids some baby dolls and stuff like that, and I've said, please don't send it home. We have baby dolls here, but she keeps them.
And stuffed animals.
Yes. Eden loves her stuffed animals.
Yes.
But she keeps them at her house. She has a playroom there. And so that's kind of a place we found a happy medium, right? Where you've still been able to enjoy getting them things. And I guess let's talk about maybe the shift in perspective since that, right? It was like a full on, I don't have the word for it. It was harsh, right? I know it was harsh, and I could feel like I had like hurt you guys a little bit, and we had to kind of have this repair and this talking of like, I'm so sorry that I've done this, but I don't know. I guess it kind of pushed us all forward to a new level of communication about what I needed for our family and what I needed from you all. And so how has gift giving changed since that incident?
I guess we were probably just hurt because we had spent so much time. Like, I mean, we went back and forth probably between 10 different toys. Is this the right one? Is it age appropriate? Is it going to, be educational? Is it, are they just going to love it? Because I guess one of the things that I remember when my mom gave gifts, my mom, her grandma, which she talks about a lot on this channel.
And my grandma, she passed away a couple years ago. And so there's definitely this like hole that's left there, right? This legacy that was left behind where every Christmas she was that way. She would, I mean, I grew up never in want, right? I mean, I had a childhood.
You got the doll, you got the doll set, you got the
got everything.
You got rollers for their hair, you got an ironing board, you just had the whole house set up.
I guess I grew up kind of a maximalist, actually. Maybe that's why I'm minimalist now, because like our playroom, like you all had to build on basements for our playrooms growing up because we had so much stuff. And honestly, those places were often a mess because we couldn't keep up with it.
And I would struggle, and sometimes, I can definitely remember just being upset at.
I'll say, were you ever
100 Barbie dolls on the floor?
Where she would
and Barbie shoes and clothes and
yell at us to like pick it up, like it's too much.
I yelled, and that probably wasn't very good. But one of the things, if it was a good quality toy, I actually still have it to this day.
That's true. My mom kept a lot of our stuff from our childhood. So when I say she has a playroom at her house now, she still does. Okay, so
most of the stuff at my house is her toys or brother or sister's toys. But if I bought the little Tykes, I bought the whole little Tyke set. And actually, maybe you can link a picture of even Eden playing with that the other day.
Yeah, she does still play with it. And it's just, I hope nobody ever gets the idea of my kids are deprived. But,
no, they're
but
not
I guess the thing is, like, for us to function as a family here, especially, I've talked about seasons of life, right? Every season is different, and you can only handle so much in certain seasons. And for me, like, being pregnant, having 3 kids, working full time, like, this is not a season where I can handle the kids having hundreds of Barbie dolls or a floor full of toys.
She is such a minimalist, and I'll come in here sometimes and I'm like, what have the kids done here? I mean, you forget. And actually, when they leave my house, I'm like, what have the kids done here?
Your floor gets, because
covered.
3 kids in minutes can come through like a tornado if they have enough stuff. And I just remember my house used to be a few years ago in a constant state of that, and I was just constantly stressed, and I wanted to be a different kind of mom, right? I wanted to be a mom who could relax in the evenings and read a book with my kids and not be looking around at my house and thinking like, oh my gosh, we've got to pick this up and clean this up. And I don't know, it's a different mindset for me right now in this season, and it brings peace.
Definitely.
So I think,
get it.
I was going to say, I think she's hopped on board a lot. I think she's also empathized with me as a mom, like knowing that it takes a lot of work, especially when she's watched the grandkids at her house and they leave and they come back home and they leave messes and, you know.
Yeah, they can leave quite a mess. 3 can go through like a little tornado, and it's quite destructive.
Yeah.
The mess that they can leave.
So
I know that this year she wanted more experiences, and in the past, I mean, we did that a little bit. Like, I think you guys
that's true.
went to the Wilderness Lodge.
Yeah, there was
Caleb one year.
A Christmas gift where they bought us. We have like a Great Wolf Lodge here in the States where it's like an indoor water park. And so they sent us there one Christmas to have like
Y'all
the full.
went to the Biltmore.
Yeah, the full
you guys
experience.
Went to Biltmore.
That's true. That was a gift to me and my husband. They
Yeah.
sent us on a trip. So they have, I just, kudos to my mom and dad for being like flexible, growing human beings. They have completely gotten the message. And this year, I will say this, right? They did buy my kids experience-based gifts. They got them lessons. So they bought my daughter gymnastics lessons, and Caleb is doing tennis, and she actually takes him every week to tennis for me, and you still get to see him enjoying that gift.
I do,
weekly.
But he's already asking, like, because I've tried to clarify that with the kids, and they're having a little bit of a hard time understanding it. And even Evelyn, like, would you still like these gymnastic lessons? And she's so good at it, and she's just wonderful. And she's like, well, I want a toy. And so we're going to have to work it out where it's a small toy that might be disposable, a little $10 toy that, because in all honesty, they're happy with the $10 toy, and the rest can be more experience-based.
Well, I was going to say, your mindset shifted on that. I wanted to mention that on this video, that now my mom has gotten to a place where there is this joy, right, in being a person who likes gifts and taking them to the store and letting them pick out that cheap toy. And she'll come home with it, and she will openly say to me, walking in the door, now I bought them something, but feel free to get rid of it within the week if you want to. She's like, if they just play with it for a day.
And, enjoy them and play with the little squirt gun and let it go.
And then she's like, if you need to pass that on to another family after a week or something, that's fine. So I think that's the biggest change, is you've given me now like open permission, which also removes that guilt.
Well, I know it's going in the pie.
She knows I have a giveaway closet. She knows where that stuff ends up, because otherwise it will end up on the floors in the house. And
there was a family member actually the other day who said, well, I gave Morgan this, or their kids this for their birthday or something, and then I seen it in the yard sale pile.
Oh gosh.
Or the DAV. And I'm like, I'm not buying any nice toys again.
Yeah.
But, so that's going to be another challenge for you, is to just kind of clarify but it's hard when strangers are bringing it in. What can you do?
Well, and I think the other thing too is the relatives that really do care and communicate regularly, like, we've communicated with them, and they often reach out now because they want to buy stuff that we're really going to use. Like this Christmas, we had so much more communication with relatives, like asking specifically, like, what gifts would be useful, what kind of clothes do your kids need, what kind of experience, all of that. And so it's made it not as random, and actually I feel like it really helps me control the inventory coming in our home. And I mean, if it doesn't work for us, I'm just to a place, guys. It's like I gotta do what works for us. I just gotta. It's our family, and I gotta make it function. So, well, any other parting thoughts on this?
No, I guess always give gifts with love, and maybe that even encourages you to be a little bit more thoughtful on the gifts. That even if it's a small gift for a small amount of time, like, I think you Actually, my friend really enjoyed the one time in the summer, like you just gave her tomatoes from your garden.
Yeah, that was really fun doing the garden.
And you put a little
with kids.
basket together with like some tomatoes in a mason jar and a little tea cloth.
That's true. Gifts don't have to be like material things. Like giving away stuff that we had produced out of our garden was a beautiful gift.
Out of love. Mm-hmm.
And you said something that was just making me think, oh, I want to just say here, I don't doubt that the Christmas that they gave all that stuff, I believe all of it was given out of love. I think what was our struggle was the sheer quantity of it. We had so many. They were good gifts. And the thing is, my kids really, they have a radar for really a few things they can focus on at a time. And so even if your parents have given them like 5 amazing gifts, 7 amazing gifts, 10 amazing gifts, I mean, you'll see this on Christmas. They'll pick their favorite 1 or 2 or maybe 3, and that's the ones they'll play with, they'll navigate to, and it's like, that's pretty much what we did, is we kind of narrowed down what was their favorite, and we had to just narrow it down to that and get rid of the excess. Even though they were good, even though we know they were given out of love, it was like, I couldn't handle the extra. It was just so much. And with 3 kids,
I've seen your house. I know you can't handle it.
I know.
I can't handle it. It's grandma picking it up.
It multiplies with 3 kids. You know, if you times that by 3, plus, you know, our kids have loving grandparents. This is my mom, but Justin's parents. We have aunts and uncles and great grandparents even still living, and it just multiplies. And so you really have to think through that inventory. So, all right, Mama, I love you.
Love you too.
Thank you for interviewing tonight. And if you guys have any questions, you can post it in the comments below. And we could always do a follow-up interview if you have more things you want to know. But I thought it would be good to have a perspective that's like not as extreme as mine, because she's not minimalist, right? Like, she's grandma and she wants to have it all there. But I think we've come to a place of love and understanding in this journey. So, all right. Well, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on my channel next time. Go get rid of something guilt-free. You'll be okay. I promise.
How about
a buzzy bee?
How about the baseball?
No, you gotta find this. Right there. You have to find this.
Yeah.
Right there.
Oh, the log?
Baseball's right there.
What about the raccoon? Or what about the popcorn?
It's kind of hard for me.